Nice. All right, guys, we are back. Welcome back to the Raise Up Low podcast, episode 323. Michael Turner.
What is good?
Michael Turner.
323. Isn't that an area code in LA?
Yeah, I think it is.
It's very apropos.
I think it is. How do you know that? What do you? You heard it on the hip hop track?
Yeah, exactly. I just know weird area codes. I used to have a job that I was like I was recruiting nurses around the country, and so I had a weird
for what, like sex trafficking?
Yeah, for just yeah, exactly. So just
to
ask
mule
what their
them.
cup size was. It's like I'm a BSN and RN. No, sweetheart. Are you a C or a D?
Yeah.
And what are your cross streets? No, yeah, I got a weird brain for things like that. Yeah, 323.
What did you do before comedy? Like
Just sales.
What were you selling?
So I had
nurses.
That was just slanging nurses throughout the Midwest.
That's good money these days. I don't know what it was when you were doing
recruiting was you could like make a killing doing it if you like had the right network. But that was kind of a drain. That was the first job I realized I didn't want to work in an office.
Okay.
It was also like my first office job where I was like, this is not it.
Yeah.
And then so recruiting, and then because I graduated at ASU.
Nice.
In 2009. So
that's
right
Tucson,
when everything hit.
Or is that Phoenix?
No. Tempe, Arizona. We don't fuck with Tucson.
All right.
It's real shit.
Tucson's Arizona.
Man,
I was going to mix up Arizona, Arizona State.
Yeah. ASU is Tempe. That's the good one. U of A is whatever. Honestly, they got beautiful women and
I'm sure that it's stacked, dude. It's fucking Arizona.
Arizona's, yeah, exactly. We just have a bigger city bias. But so I got out of college in 2009, and then everything tanked, right? Like it was like shitty economy and shit. So like nobody was really hiring. So that sucked. So I got that job, and that was whatever. I worked there for a few years, though, in like 2009, and then I didn't start comedy until 2012. And then from that, though, if you do recruiting, it's pretty much sales. Yeah. And then I got a real sales job at a company that actually got bought by Verizon called Fleetmatics.
What were you selling there?
GPS tracking to companies that needed
to keep tabs on their meth head fucking truck drivers.
Yeah, dude, they would get stolen all the time. Like you would hit people up, and they'd be like, "Dude, shit got jacked by some crackheads." Like, cities like this, like LA.
Well, I guess that's the move now because nobody has those stereo systems in their car anymore. Where you like, remember maybe you take the face off of it.
Yeah.
Back, they don't have those no more. So you got to take the airbags out. You got to take the fucking GPS.
Bro, you got to strip the car and shit like that. Yeah, it was wild. So yeah, that was the easiest thing to sell in the world. And then Verizon bought us. I was making a killing. That's the thing. I was actually pretty good at my day job, but I was like, fuck.
Yeah, I was fairly good at my day job, but
what'd you do?
I was an investment banker. It was even worse.
Oh, really?
Even more time in the office.
Damn, that's sales too, right?
Sometimes I moved into private equity after that, so I became the people that investment bankers like work for. I work for private equity companies, buy and sell like private.
Oh, so you had to know the numbers. You had to like invest.
Yeah, I was like a finance guy. Basically.
You were Gordon Gekko.
Yeah, pretty much. Lots of Microsoft Excel.
Really?
Comes in handy in comedy. I'll tell you.
Excel?
How many times? No.
Oh my God.
Although I have seen a comic whip out like a detailed Excel spreadsheet with all their jokes on it and shit.
That's weird.
And it was pretty impressive.
Are they funny?
He got fucking crushed. He's a very funny guy.
Really?
Yeah, John Marco Ceresi. Shout out John Marco.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know what, actually? I don't know him personally.
He's a writing machine. He's a great dude.
I could see that, though.
Yeah, he's a machine, that kid.
That always makes me, I don't know how people
I feel like a fucking failure because I don't write like that.
How do you write?
So when I first started out writing, I would sit down and write. But that was, a little bit hard.
Yeah.
So what I would do then is I'd keep just a notepad on my iPhone. And ideas would come up, and then I'd go back instead of just like forcing an idea out.
Yeah,
an idea would come to me, and then I'd go back and try and work it.
Right.
And I don't now. I do write. I should be writing with my hand because you do memorize things better when you write by hand.
Yeah.
But just because it's a bitch to carry on a notebook and all that shit, and I've lost comedy joke books before, I just keep it all on my phone. So, like throughout the day, if something comes up or if something funny happens in the podcast and it's like a great topic, then I can explore that. And then I'll try and work, I'll write one or two punchlines, try and work it on stage after that.
Interesting. I don't even write.
You're a beast, dude. You don't have to. When you're as funny as Mike Turner. So
I don't even
when you're fucking,
Hey, what are we doing?
This guy.
I don't like writing things
I don't write,
out.
man. I just, off the cuff, everything. Just dimes out of my mouth, just dropping jewels.
A lot of it is off the cuff. But, I don't like writing.
You're great at crowd work. I'll watch your balls on that one.
I appreciate that. But then, even the whole bits, I have really nuanced, bits and shit like that. And it's I don't like writing it out. I feel like
No, but
I
I'm sure.
have
But
it
I'm
all,
sure.
but it's up here though.
But I'm saying you don't like just.
memorized.
It's not a new joke every time you're on stage.
100%. No, it's.
And I'm sure you've written out set lists. Like I want to kind of work it like this tonight.
Right.
So I do that before every set, no matter what. In my notepad, I'll write a set list, even if it's a joke I've told 1,000 times.
Yeah.
I'm just like, all right, what do I want to organize? That kind of thing. I say I write more set lists than full jokes out.
Yeah, I write
head.
a set list for sure. Yeah, that's what because I could write like 12 words, and that's like actually like 40 minutes of material.
Oh yeah. I mean,
right, but like the one word is like 7 minutes. You know what I mean? But it's like I know what that.
Actually,
is.
the jokes I'll write out more. Like if it's a story or a longer bit like that, I'll write out 2 words. But if it's a setup punch tag, like a little, a one, I'll forget, so I'll have to write that out. You know what I'm saying? It's oddly enough, like the easier the joke, the easier it is for me to forget it.
Yeah, I never even write jokes like that. That's the weird thing. I just don't write like.
Neither did I until the pandemic, and then some of them I was
I
was like, some of these can work the stage. Like I was just writing them on Instagram.
You write them on, like your joke. You are a joke writer, I think.
Oh, really?
Which I don't.
I consider myself an asshole mostly. But.
Well, you are that. You're a monster. You're a piece of shit. But you like write jokes. Some of them are more internet friendly. But like, I don't even think I'm always captivated by that because I don't even think like that. I suck on Twitter.
Well, that's the funny thing about it. Like I found what worked for me is like me writing a joke on Twitter I couldn't do, but it's almost like when I see somebody else's post, and I'll just go to like the trending posts of the day.
Yeah,
or
that's what you were doing. That's right.
And they'll say, well, it's basically they give me the premise. So I can't I don't know what to write about. It's like, but they give me a topic, and I'll write about that. It just gives me something to write about.
And then your response you would put on.
Yeah,
Instagram.
it's basically the punchline. Yeah,
and that's great. You punched their jokes.
Yeah,
that's funny. Yeah, I don't even. Then I remember thinking like I don't even do that, but that seems fun. It's like heckling on.
Well, it's all
right. It's like
trolling
on
it's basically crowd work on the internet.
Yeah,
but. I mean, everyone has the different things they enjoy. I mean, I love your fucking. You post on Instagram all your man on the street stuff. Which
I
is
like
great.
that shit. Yeah, that's fun.
Dude, that format is fucking timeless. It just always does well.
I grew up watching, I like Letterman and Leno and shit, and Leno would have the man on the street shit more than Letterman.
I love Leno's man on the street stuff.
Yeah, but then Letterman had Biff. If you remember Biff, he would send him out and do shit.
Yeah.
And that shit was very funny to me.
I mean, the best one was obviously the best man on the street was obviously Triumph the Insult Comic Dog.
Oh yeah.
I mean that when you just he'd go to the Star Trek convention. Yeah. Just fucking who voices that?
I think it's Robert Schmeigel.
Robert Schmeigel.
Yeah.
Like
I believe.
Guy. Yeah, like a well-known
he's
comedian.
Done a bunch of he wrote a lot on SNL during the Conan SNL years. He wrote The Ambiguously Gay Duo, I believe.
Oh, Ace and Gary.
I might be wrong on
Ace
that,
and Gary, if you guys don't know that right now, go check that out. I mean, that honestly, that's the best part about SNL is that it's all clips on YouTube now. Yeah. So you don't have to watch the 80% of it that's just garbage you have to come up with during the week.
The Ambiguously Gay Duo is legendary.
So good. Ace and Gary.
Yes.
They wrote in a space dildo.
Yeah, it was so problematic, but also it was very funny. I don't know. Is it problematic? I don't even know what it is. No, well, they probably wouldn't let that be a thing now, but I still think it's funny.
I think gay guys would think it's funny just because it's like. They weren't insulting gay guys at all.
No, they
just
had
like two gay superheroes,
closeted homosexuals.
Yeah, superheroes. It was fantastic. How come Marvel hasn't had a gay superhero yet?
I'm pretty sure that's what the Civil War is about.
They did Black Panther, so black people got it. They have a superhero.
Oh, you think they're due for a gay one?
Yeah.
I
thought Superman was gay. Honestly, the leotard and shit.
7 men in really tight outfits none of them are gay? You don't think all of them are gay?
Yeah, the X-Men.
I don't know.
The triple X-Men.
Doctor Strange hasn't been looking at anybody's nana in that. I don't know. Doesn't he not have a love interest? Doctor Strange is probably gay.
Well, his name is fucking Strange.
Yeah, but he's not getting any strange. He's just doing strange shit. With that heavyset Asian broad that keeps going through the timelines with him. No, I don't know. Yeah, who would be the gay one? Peter Parker could come out. Oh, but I guess no. But he's already fucking.
I would believe what's his name is gay with the actor Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, both, and Andrew Garfield too.
I could see him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet you Andrew. I think of the two, Andrew Garfield is the bottom.
if it was Toby and Garfield.
Yeah.
I think Garfield would be very accommodating.
Yeah, I think he's more of a power bottom. Honestly, he looks like he has a little rage streak in him.
Now, what is a power bottom?
When they fuck
both?
back, then they really.
Oh, okay.
They could take a beating.
I'd love to Google all this stuff, but I don't know if my search engine is gonna probably come up with some weird cookies.
Oh yeah, I'm already on a fucking watch list. But the man on the street stuff, I think it works better. like, you know, a lot of comics now will post like a lot of crowd work clips from their stand up.
Yeah.
And that's fine, but I think like as a format for the internet, the crowd work shit is great. Cuz I mean like the man on the
street is very fun. I think also like I'm not like breaking any new molds. Like I realize that like
you don't have to.
I do a lot
funny.
of crowd work, and I do the man on the street stuff online a lot, along with some other things here and there. But mainly those are my
mostly
two focal points.
Showing his feet on OnlyFans.
And and stuff like that. Where the money, I'll chase the money.
It's better. Yeah.
And so, but I do think I am very like I try to always know that I'm different than other people doing it. It's the thing where like,
well, because you always bring your personality.
I think, I think I just have a different take on it. I feel like my jokes on Man on the Street are nobody else is doing it like I do it. I'm kind of slyly talking shit to people.
Of course, and the best part about it is you always have like fresh content because it's somebody else is starting it up. You know, you ask them a question and it's it sort of eggs them in the right direction. Obviously, you can ask a stupid question and know generally what direction they might go and have something ready to go with it.
And it gives me, I'm always thinking on my feet and shit. I like that. And then the crowd work shit, like, again, that's the biggest wave going on Instagram right now for comics, at least. But, like, I know my shit. There's so many people that are putting up bad crowd work shit. I'm like,
so many people are just putting up anything now.
Yeah, there's some shit that I have left on the cutting room floor that people would probably.
I don't post a lot of stand-up clips because the quality hasn't been great, or the audience sound isn't great. I'm like, it's not worth it. Like,
it has to all be really. I always am working on the audio. I'm working on the visuals. I'm learning shit about video because now, dude, we're not comics anymore.
No, I'm a fucking AV specialist.
We're directors. Yeah. We're producers. We're editors. We're fucking cinematographers. It's crazy. We got 3 cameras in here. I don't know what the fuck to do with any of them. You got a Lumix? I got a Lumix.
I don't know shit about it.
You know what I mean?
I had to work out a deal to stay in here because I was like, I don't want to break down. I have to buy a camera and lighting and all, and to be like, I'm like resisting it at great cost to myself. But like, I don't want to get, it's just one more thing I got to add to like it'll add 6 hours to my week. That I don't have necessarily.
And it's wild shit. But it's nutty what we have to do to stay relevant. But like, you know what? It's been cool. I don't know. I've been leaning into it. There was a moment where I was like, shit, should I do all this? Like, dude, I was roommates. My homie is Trevor Wallace, a good buddy of mine. And I was living with him throughout the pandemic. And if you know Trevor, like, it was crazy. Yeah. Well, no, I mean, he's very like, he's not that dude that's like,
no,
he's very responsible dude.
I've mentioned him a few times on this podcast in the sense that people talk about like these social media influencers, like some comics like that, they're not real comics, blah blah. I'm like,
dude,
no man,
you
look at Trevor Wallace, the guy's out every fucking night. He's gotten funnier every time I've seen him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he just happens to have a lot of funny videos on the internet. But he's a legit fucking funny guy.
He's
killer
bar for bar.
Good dude.
I see him close out lineups that a lot of people be like, he can't close this out. I was like, well, he did.
Yeah. Well, you know what happens? It's like it's like the Derek Chauvin effect. You have like some bums from TikTok who do a comedy show and stink up the joint. Yeah. And now every TikTok star is as bad as that. Just like every cop's as bad as Derek Chauvin.
I was like, where's the Derek Chauvin?
Like the bad apples.
Comparison.
Like I don't want to name names. But there's a lot of people. There's a lot of influencers out there who are just
trash.
Brutal.
Yeah. I think he's the type of cat that. Well, either way, I say that because I was like living down the hall from this cat that is crushing it during the pandemic and putting up videos, and I was like, man, should I be doing this shit? Should I be doing that? And I finally I was like, well, I don't want to just, I don't know. That's not what I am. That's not what I do. I don't think like that.
Yeah.
And so I really try to take a deep breath and think like, all right, what do I want to do online and like the way I want to lean into shit. And I just started filming more of my shit, and I was like, oh, this is good.
Clippable, especially if you're doing all the crowd work.
Yeah, and if it's a crowd work
like
shit.
The man on the street, you have plenty of that.
And so I finally started to lean into that, but everybody and their mother's doing it now. But I think that so much of it's dog shit, and I'm always very like, make sure your shit is a hitter. And I think it has been. It's been good, dude. I went from like in March, I was at like 5K on Instagram. I'm at like 20 now.
You made a nice move.
So it's like
that's like the hardest part with the social media. I feel like is finding, like you said, finding the thing that works for you on there.
Right.
Like you're not Trevor Wallace. Like if you just do what he does, it's not. Well, it's a cheap knockoff. It's RC Cola. Like dude, no one's fucking with it.
Half of your feed right now, anybody right now, scroll through. They're all trying to be Trevor Wallace.
Yeah.
That's the best thing about Trevor is he's like literally he's always one ahead of them. He's always like, to me, he's always like, he'll put something out and be like, oh damn, nobody's even done that yet. That's crazy. And then over the next 3 months, everybody will be doing that video, or the way that he edits it, or the way that he cuts it, and all that shit. It's like
I've seen a lot of that.
It's all, don't do that.
I know. Well, like I said, I got lucky with the way I, was able to find my little niche on Instagram.
I didn't see anybody doing that.
I know, and I just got lucky. It stumbled onto it. I used to do it on my stories, and people liked it, and I was like, and then I posted one that was not formatted the way that I do it now, like clean with the Twitter form, like the clean white. And a meme account reached out to me and they're like, hey, if you just do it like the text, I'll repost it. The guy had 6 million followers. I'm like, yeah, no doubt. So I just redone it. But even that's kind of died out for me because that worked during the pandemic, but now they're pushing reels and all this. So I'm trying to evolve on Instagram.
You almost have to take the photo and turn it into a reel.
Yeah, which I hate when people do that. I hate when people do that. But that's the thing, like, now I'm thinking like, all right, I finally got to break down and get on TikTok at some point. I mean, it's,
TikTok is.
But I'm like, but I don't want to do it until I know what I would be posting on that works for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to just start doing what,
well, I mean,
make a fool of myself fucking dancing around or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to do that, but you want to, I mean, we're creatives and we're comedians, so you maybe the easiest thing is obviously doing your shit on stage and cutting that down, but like, maybe that's the weird thing is some people are just writers that are working on jokes. It's like, well, you don't want to burn that joke.
Yeah, of course not. Of course not.
But then also, what is burning a joke anymore? If I
no
put
one
something
will see
up
the fucking thing.
Even if they saw it, they're gonna forget it by next week.
Well, that's what I'm talking to Jeff Dyer, boy Jeff, and he's like, man, I always get worried like after I do like a the Tonight Show, that if I do those jokes, the next week on the road, people are going to see them. He's like, no one's watching. Like, even if they get 2 million followers, what is the percentage of people in the audience that actually watch that? Dude, and who's going to remember it from last week? One joke, you'll never remember it.
Yeah, the person that watched the Tonight Show will not be awake at 10:30 at a comedy club where you're at. Yeah. They're not going to be there. They watched the Tonight Show when they recorded it the night before, and they watched it at 4 p.m. the next day.
Yeah. I want to write a joke so good that that audiences demand I retell it at a show. Because that's
like the Bert
or Dice.
I've worked with
Andrew
him a
Dice Clay.
times.
I mean, he's kind of the innovator of that.
Bert like encores with the Russian story.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Like, it's rare for a comic to get a hit like that. Yeah. Like, music works exactly the opposite way. When you go to a concert of your favorite band, you want them to play the fucking hits. Yeah. You don't want to hear their new B-side on the fucking album. Like, you don't give a shit about that. Yeah, Comics, you want to hear their new shit. Yeah. But if you're a comic who could get a fucking hit that they play over,
I had one. My first joke that went viral was the weed joke that I do about smoking weed in the 2000s, and it is cool. That's the thing that people will come up to me and be like, "Oh, dude, I saw your weed joke." Or after the show, if I do the weed joke, they'll be like, "Dude, I've seen that joke before. It was really cool. Yeah. It was really cool that you did it again." Yeah. So, which was nice. So, to your point, you would think they'd be like, "Man, I heard that shit." But they actually
there's like a nostalgia to it.
Of it, yeah.
If you can get that to work, although you don't want to be the guy with a fucking with a punchline or get her done. I mean, God bless fucking Larry the Cable Guy. He's made $1 gazillion. I mean, anybody. But I mean, like money, at some point, I got to imagine you got to be tired of saying that shit.
Yeah, I would hope. I don't know. I mean, as long
I would hope
his checks keep cashing. So
that's a good point. That's a good point to think about it. Like Donnell Rawlings told me that once. I was hanging out with him and somebody asked him like, "You ever get annoyed when people ask you to say I'm rich, bitch?" He goes, "Fuck no, man. I'm glad they know me for something." Yeah. He's like that shit pays my bills. Like fucking holler at me, please.
100%. 100%, dude.
Like fucking at least they remember me for something.
Yeah.
Spider-Man? Yeah. He was in Spider-Man? Yeah. No shit. Donnell Rawlings got some movie.
But he was also he was in The Wire too.
He was in The Wire, dude. He was in Soul. He's fucking making movies.
He was in Soul. Was he?
Yeah, he did he did the voice of the barber in Soul.
Oh yeah, he did. That's right.
Yeah. Dude, he's a fucking monster. I'm sure you've seen him. That guy's a fucking.
He's a beast.
Yeah, dude, that guy's crazy.
He's like you don't know what type of set you're gonna get from him, but it's always gonna be wild.
Yeah,
and it's very aggressive. He might be.
Shout out to Donnell Rawlings.
He might end up in the audience. That was the first weekend I ever worked. A weekend, I should say. So the first time I ever worked a weekend as a comic was with Donnell Rawlings at House of Comedy in Phoenix.
Oh, so he wasn't even at Stand Up Live?
No, I don't know. Sometimes House of Comedy sometimes gets some names. But yeah, that was wild.
The first time I met Donnell, so before I got into comedy, the guy who actually introduced me to Jeff was a comedian, a friend of mine, my buddy Chase, who used to be on this podcast with me.
Oh, I know Chase, don't I?
Yeah, you know Chase. He wanted to, I was friendly with him before I got into comedy. I met him I actually went on a Tinder date. The girl knew one of the comics, and I met Chase through her. Okay. But he wanted to do a charity benefit show for his to benefit the Perkins School for the Blind, where his mom worked for like 20 years. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Yeah, I want to bring black comics back to Boston because obviously Boston has a reputation." And
it's like they're blind. Just bring Gary Owen. And tell him. It's like, what do you mean? That's what it is.
Yeah, I guess that's a little bit of. Is that would be cultural appropriation? I think.
I mean, I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
They'll never know.
Prove it.
Yeah, right. He was on BET. His credits were BET
Yeah,
Comic.
yeah. His credits would.
Yeah. Bring Jamie Kennedy and tell him to do that voice.
No, but he saw Chase wanted to do this benefit show, and he's like, "Yeah, I just need could you help me produce it? I could produce it." And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, I was like, "Who do you want to bring in?" He's like, "Donnell Rawlings. He hasn't been here in like 7 years."
Yeah.
He's like, last time I saw him was like in 2000. This is what 2018. So I was like, "Yeah, last time I saw him was like 2006,
Right.
or 11, or something like that." I'm like, "All right." So Donnell flies in. We set it all up. Shows went great. We made money for the benefit and everything. But when we go to pick him up from the airport, he comes out with his Timberland boots with no laces and just all frazzled. I'm like, "What the fuck happened?" He's like, "Son, they tossed me at TSA. I had weed on." He was flying from somewhere back in. They had weed on me. They took my shoelaces, all this shit. I'm like, "Bro,
shoelaces?"
Yeah, I was like, "Bro, I fly with weed every week." He's like, "Yeah, but you ain't a black man." He's like,
Yeah.
He's like, "It took me a while to get out of that."
Yeah.
I had to tell him like, "Oh, I live in California. I forgot it in my bag. You just throw it out."
Yeah.
But he's a
That's
wild cat.
crazy. We had a wild night. Yeah. He ended up. Yeah.
Yeah.
We ended up, yeah.
He ended up. Yeah, we're getting
Yeah,
into it.
we can't get into it. I know there was crab legs and weed involved, and it was a fun night.
Dude, so doing the man on the street things, I actually wanted to ask you because whenever I watch those internet videos, when you approach someone on the street, I wonder, have you ever gotten has anyone fucking flexed on you for getting cute?
No,
Are you alone out there? Is it just you and the cameraman?
My cameraman is a big dude, though.
Okay, all right.
So I do think about that.
Yeah. 'Cause this town's full of fucking nut jobs and drug addicts.
But I'm trying to think if I've ever really gotten. I mean, the thing is, I'm very slick with the shit I'm saying. It's almost so quick that some people don't know that I'm fucking with them until I walk away. I've never really had an issue like that. I definitely went hard on these Chiefs fans that were from Kansas City and Arizona. I called the dude. He was a bigger black dude, and he was with the squad too. So then he has his backing.
Oh,
so
no,
he's
crew.
got a little bit of energy. Yeah, I
told
him.
Energy.
I told him he looked like he got a tattoo on his back with all the Kansas City barbecues ranked, and then I called him Lil Brisket. As his rap name, but then he did figure out I was fucking with him, and he's like, "Bro, I don't like your tone, little dude." But we were all laughing, so I never at no point felt threatened or anything. But it was funny, him realizing I was fucking with him. But I don't know. Nah, it's interesting though. I do think there's something to the fact that I have a large. This dude's probably 6'2", older dude, but like big enough dude where you're like, "Oh, I ain't fucking with him." He's probably like 6'4", honestly.
A little too dangerous.
Yeah.
So you ended up in Arizona from college? You went?
Yeah, so
but you're from Cincy, right?
Cincinnati, and then I went to ASU, and then started comedy in Arizona.
What? Because I know you send people now that football season's back. You send people pictures of Bengal Tigers.
Oh yeah. So we're playing the Cowboys this week, but
is it just your friends or just random people?
Oh, I've never met any of these.
So how does this
so
work?
I crowdsource.
Let people know this.
Yeah.
scheme,
So I crowdsource on social media. It used to be on Facebook. Obviously now it's like I've been doing it for a long time. I took some seasons off. The first one was actually the 2015 season when the Bengals ended up going to the playoffs and losing to the Steelers, but they had a really good team. Whew, brutal. But so what I do is I kind of crowdsource. I hit people up and say, "Hey, if you know anybody that is a fan of this team," so for example, last week we were playing the Steelers. So anybody that's an annoying Steelers fan that you know, give me their phone number.
Fuck.
And what I'm going to do throughout the week is once a day, I will send that person a photo of a Bengal tiger in its natural habitat.
Yes.
And no words, just the photo. And they will get one a day leading up to the game. And then people are just so confused. Usually it's like, what's going on? And then because then the weekend kind of creeps towards, and if you're a real fan, you're like, oh, we're playing the Bengals.
They finally come. They're like, "What is this about?"
They're like, "What the fuck is this?" And then they'll start sending last week. I mean, some dude was just sending pictures of T.J. Watt. And
I got a guy for you. The next time you play the Steelers.
Oh yeah, it's week 11. So we'll play them twice. Yeah,
okay, I know. I know how football works.
Yeah, you know how football works. Yeah,
I got the perfect guy. He's the biggest fucking Steelers yinzer in the world. He lives in Pittsburgh. I won't say his name because I doubt he'll hear this.
Yeah,
but. We'll all enjoy it. He's a comic.
Really?
He's a miserable prick. Yeah.
They all are.
He's an animal. He's a wild animal.
But yeah, Steelers fans are.
He will definitely respond to you, and it will definitely be post-worthy.
Dude, they're texting me still. So then they end up winning the game. And then you get that little backlash. Oh my God,
you must be the most popular guy on Monday.
Woo. But there's real hate. There's some real shit talking in there. But it's funny because literally all I did at the end of the day, all I did was send a picture of a tiger. It's like, what are you really mad at? This beautiful specimen, this apex predator, dude. But. So that's been fun. I do that, and it's Cowboys this week.
Anybody ever send a dick pic back?
No, no. You know what? No,
because that would be the move. That'd be a flaccid dick.
I've had the what's his name? That dude, the black dude that people.
Oh yeah, the big dick black guy from. Yeah. I don't know. I just know he's pandemic big dick black guy.
Yeah,
that's what I call him.
He's a dead man.
Oh, I know he died.
Yeah.
I mean, with a dick like that, you're bound to have a heart attack.
Yeah, that's true. Not the blood flow is going somewhere else.
He was friends with Tom Segura?
Oh, really?
How was that?
I forgot the whole story, but it was a whole thing. Like, they were talking about it on Rogan.
Friends? I wonder if he became friends with Tom Segura after he got famous.
The thing is that picture is photoshopped and the real one's not.
Yeah, his dick's way bigger.
Yeah.
Like,
they had to minimize.
Yeah, they don't want to scare white people.
It's almost small.
Oh,
what?
Really?
Yeah, I'll show you guys the real picture. You just keep talking. I'll
nice.
I love that.
Yeah,
I'll show you guys this.
Just put it up in the background right here, so when I post it on Instagram, I get canceled for good.
Kicked off YouTube, but okay.
Is it at least got girth on it though?
I guess we're showing it. So
I'll blurkle it out.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
we have to see this.
Let's see a black guy's dick in the middle of my podcast. That's great.
This will keep us going. Yeah, who needs coffee?
I saw a photoshopped one of him on the edge of the bed with a vagina, and that was really creepy.
That's what, a big old meaty one?
Yeah, it was weird. Somebody photoshopped a fucking moose knuckle onto the guy.
Whew. That's a tough look for our boy. What do you got this thing? I'm excited.
No, well, look, he's going through his personal text.
Yeah, now he's going through actually his own.
Our engineer Armin is going deep into the crates. He's on 4chan looking for this
insane.
Fucking weird black
I could have
porn.
found this in 3 minutes. Real dick?
Yeah, big dick, black guy, real dick. Send. Google. Dude, you can actually get a copy of your search history, and I would love to read out people's search histories like in a public forum.
That's real? That just exists out there?
Yeah,
that's like
Google tracks all of that. That's how they make their money.
Oh, yeah. That's true. But you can buy it, or what do you mean?
You can request a full history of your.
That's insane.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. No.
Well, pull it up higher. Oh, good. You're not putting it behind us. Thank you.
Oh, that's
still a big dick, dude.
that's what you know, and that's the original.
But it's not almost small.
Yeah, it's not even close to almost.
That's
small.
a fine. It's probably
It's
grower
definitely
too. That's
much weirder
that's
shape.
Flaccid. Yeah, it's got a little hook to it.
It looks like a Christmas tree.
But
that's
yeah,
the shape.
that's a large.
Yeah, so I wonder whose wang that is.
You think they took the dick, his actual dick, and just enlarged that? Is that what that is?
I don't know. I think they put a Tootsie Roll between his legs right there.
That is crazy. Yeah, that is a burnt bratwurst if I've ever seen one.
It's a blood sausage.
My lord. Good God. Well, good for him. And R.I.P. He lived a full life. Well, that's cool. And then you're gonna look up Tom Segura's dick. Is it like it's almost uncanny?
Yeah, they're having a whole talk about it. Yeah, they're like best friends.
It's a weird best friend to
Did
have.
he go to the funeral though?
Yeah.
Really? Huh. Good
Yeah,
for him.
Tom Segura's an Arizona guy, right?
Segura's actually a Cincinnati guy.
But
I
thought he started. I felt like Joe started working with him in Arizona.
Segura? I don't know.
No,
he's a Louisiana guy, and then he went to L.A. But I know he's got Cincy ties. I think he was there when his.
I actually just had Jeremy
teenage years.
Scipio on a couple days ago.
Jeremy Scipio on what?
On this podcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No,
I'm a
he's
Cincy guy.
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I just was chilling with him last night.
Did you know him from out there?
No.
Okay. I thought you started in Arizona.
He's from.
He's from one side of the tracks and you're from the other?
Yeah, he's from some shit I didn't even know
I
about.
wouldn't have guessed based on your skin color.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, he's actually from I'm pretty sure he's from the outskirts of Cincinnati on some
Liberty,
weird shit.
whatever.
Or at least that's where his family lives at now. Since he's weird, yeah, but there is definitely east side and west side Cincinnati.
What's Cincinnati like growing up? Because you got a little hip hop flavor to you, and I didn't know Cincinnati was so progressive in that way.
Cincy's, I mean, it's definitely it's not like a black city, but it's definitely closer to a black city than I guess most cities, definitely Phoenix. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely
It's not
more
like
than-
Detroit. Dayton is a black city, that's for sure. But like we have a good amount of black people. Like it's
they're pretty well dispersed throughout the country. From what I can gather.
I mean, not really. I don't know.
Well,
Have you
that's
been
a
to
good point.
Arizona, Salt Lake City?
Good point. Salt Lake is fucking creepy.
Yeah, I mean, like that's what I'm saying. Then going from Cincy to like Phoenix was interesting, where the minorities are actually Mexican people.
Yeah.
But there's definitely still, there's so many white people in Phoenix.
What'd your folks do in Cincy?
So
I'm always curious as to like where, like I grew up in New York City, so I think it's the fucking center of the universe.
Yeah.
Even though I left and don't want to really go back right now, but like I was like, I get why people move to New York. Like, why the fuck would I
I was
live
the
in
only
Cincy?
person not born in Manhattan in my family.
Okay.
So everybody else is born in Manhattan.
But I'm always curious, like, why would people live in Cincinnati? Like, what's the big industry in Cincinnati?
P&G, I should
okay.
say. Chiquita Banana was there.
Chiquita Banana is in
it's headquartered-
Cincinnati.
Yeah. There's a lot of shit actually in Cincinnati. It's where if you were a slave and you crossed the Ohio River, it's where you were free. It's a pretty big flex.
Okay.
It was
You
one of
mentioned
the
that
biggest-
one at dinner parties in this town. I bet.
I don't know if you knew this, but
But I come from where the Underground Railroad started.
that broad Tubman, she was coming to me.
I had the keys. Jingling
So,
them.
but no, Cincy's it's a cool ass city. I mean, it's a little. We don't really fuck with the rest of Ohio. We're like our own little thing.
I was going to say you Ohio State fan.
No, I hate Ohio State.
Okay.
Grew up as a Bearcats fan, and then they kind of sucked. So I was actually weirdly a Texas Longhorns fan because my grandfather lived in Dallas, and then we had some Texas ties, and then Ricky Williams was dope.
Yeah. Smoke weed. Shout out Ricky.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Cincy was cool. But my parents, they lived in New York for I don't know how many years before I was born, and then my dad ended up losing his job there, and he ended up having a good buddy that had a thing in Cincinnati that made sense for him, and New York just kind of caught up to him. He had a hankering for cocaine. And,
All right. So how old's your dad?
My dad is a dead man.
Oh well,
but he was. But he,
so the coke was good. You're
it's
saying.
good coke.
This is pre-fentanyl coke.
Pure cocaine.
Okay.
No, but he was 43 when I was born, though.
Okay.
So my parents were older.
All right.
My
That's what
mom
I'm trying to
was 40.
gauge, like what era he was in New York in the 70s.
So
80s.
he was, So he actually had a really interesting upbringing. He was born in 1943. So then he was in his 20s in the 60s, and he started working as a page for NBC at Johnny Carson's show.
Oh, nice.
So he would like drive people around. Like he drove like Jonathan Winters and like George Carlin back then, like shit like
Legends.
that. So he would do kind of the page. It was like an intern
Yeah.
type job. Tom Brokaw back in like when he was coming up, and then he ended up getting into sales through that, like in media and creating like commercials and shit like that. And then he lived in San Diego, LA, and then they were in Chicago and then New York City. And
that's where he developed his cocaine problem.
And then I think he had it throughout.
It followed him from city to
It
city.
is one of those things too. I always
No,
remember,
is that what
like,
killed him? I don't want to be crass.
no,
but- okay.
no. He lived a full life. He was
Yeah.
he was like
Until
once
48.
Once my sister was born, he was good. I think actually maybe clean like because he stopped drinking. And
How old were
everything.
you? Like, do you remember Dad going to the bathroom a little too much times during dinner?
No, he never. So
Okay.
like when we were born, he stopped. He went cold turkey on everything. So he was sober throughout my whole life. He started drinking again a little bit like when he was older. But which was impressive. He went cold turkey. He didn't go to no meetings or nothing like that.
Back in the day,
Yeah.
there's white knuckling it.
Hey, but the hankering he got from them was he went from Coke to Coke and he started just drinking Coca-Cola.
Oh,
and
no.
gained a little weight.
The sugar hit him.
You know,
The
what I
sugar-
mean? Yeah, the whole thing. He
His foot got a little
stopped
tingly.
feeling his foot, yeah. So it's always, if it ain't one thing, it's another. But they were all born in Manhattan, and my brother was born in New York City. And
Are
then
they all back there in Cincy
moved.
now?
They moved to Cincy. Yeah, my mom and sister are, and then my brother's actually back there for the summer, but he lives in Phoenix.
Okay.
So yeah, but yeah, Cincy was cool. It's a little pocket. So just south of us is Kentucky. If you go,
It is really a southern city. That I think of it.
it's kind of it's an interesting like mix. Yeah, it's a very like culturally like kind of.
It's not
eclectic.
Columbus. It's not Cleveland.
No, it's not. It's not really Ohio.
Well,
But
that's what
it
I'm
is
saying.
Ohio.
That's what I'm saying. Like when I think of Cleveland, I think of the Rust Belt. But I've been to Liberty, to that Funny Bone, and that's
like,
kind of south. That's the southern.
But then that's even north of Cincinnati. So we don't even really fuck with that. That's kind of weird.
I
It's
know.
like in between Dayton and Cincinnati.
What I'm saying is like a lot of fucking barbecue spots and
Yeah.
shit, and not a lot of factories.
Yeah,
Cleveland has a whole different look.
No, yeah, Cleveland's like an East Coast city.
Yeah.
since he's like, a little bit Southern flair, a little bit more Midwest. If you go west, you're in Indiana. If you go south, you're in Kentucky, and then obviously the rest of you is Ohio. So, and then you're also the edge of the Eastern time zone. There's a lot of different shit. Like our hip hop shit was always different sounding because it was a little bit like West Coast more than East Coast, but it was also like really Midwest. Like if you fuck with Detroit, like it was a lot of that Jay Dilla type energy. But then we did a lot of like Southern. It also sounded very Southern because like you can drive to Memphis in like 7 hours.
Yeah.
So like.
That's why I think of Kentucky as the South, and it's right there.
Oh, dude!
Like in my head, like Kentucky is a Southern state.
If you got a 3-wood, you can you can shoot it into Kentucky easy, bro. Kentucky's cool. I will say though, when you cross that river, like people are always like, "Oh, Cincinnati, you're Kentucky." It's like, no, when you're in Cincinnati, you're in Cincinnati. When you cross that river, you're in
Very
fucking
Kentucky.
Yeah, it's like you know.
You can feel it.
Yeah, you can feel it, dude. They used to smoke heaters indoors till like 2018.
Dude, I was in a bar in Florida like a couple months ago with Jeff, and they were still smoking indoors.
I respect that.
And I'm pretty sure the state of Florida banned it, but no one seemed to give a fuck.
No, yeah, I actually don't care. I don't know, like.
No, I mean, whatever the rules are, the rules are. But it was just like a real throwback, like. I couldn't imagine someone lighting up a cigarette in the middle of a fucking flight. We were like in a bar, and all of a sudden someone started smoking. I looked around, and no one moved.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I guess they can do that here, just ashing on the floor. Like,
yeah. Interesting.
So how do you find in LA? It's been what, 2 years? You moved here just before I did, right?
So I moved here the day Kobe died.
Well, I don't know what day that was.
January
it wasn't important
26th.
to me. 2001.
2020.
Oh, so after me.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I got here in
move?
August of 2019.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I moved here January 2020.
Is that why you moved here, for Kobe?
Kobe, yeah. I heard there was a vacancy.
Yeah, with his wife. She got a lot of bread, son.
Look here.
She got another 30-some-odd million from the fucking city.
Yeah, right? So that was a weird day, though. I was a big Kobe guy, so I got here. I was, like, really emotional that day. Because I was like, am I sad that I moved, or Kobe, or everything? And then 2 months later, the whole world shut down. So it's been weird. But I'm, like, finally, like, I feel like I'm picking up good steam here and like kind of trying to just do my own shit. Try not to be like influenced by everybody around you.
How are you adjusting personally? And like, have you had any fun LA moments, or like, because obviously rolling with Trevor, like weird shit happens. Like, have you gotten the full LA fucking weird experience that people have gotten yet? Because I've gotten some of it because the pandemic kind of interrupted that. But also, I feel like I was either, I don't know if it's lucky or not. I mean, but lucky because I prefer it that way. But like, when I moved out here, I was hanging out with Jeff and Jeff's friends, and they're, mostly
Jeff's got some friends.
Yeah, but they're mostly like normal people. You know what I'm saying? They're not like half of them aren't even in the business.
Yeah.
All of them still like all of them still drink. Which is rare in this town.
Yeah.
Like drinkers, like old school. Let's go to the bar and have a whiskey.
I don't drink hardly as much as I used to. Which
California
is weird.
sober, just Molly. For
no,
you?
I mean I drink a lot. But in comparison to these motherfuckers.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, like, in comparison to what I was doing in Phoenix, like, I hardly drink at all.
Yeah.
We used to get after it. But
dude, Phoenix is known for it. I got so drunk the last time that I might not be invited back.
It's a boozy city, bro. We have fun. I like Phoenix. But, LA is weird. I don't know if I've had the experiences. I live, like, close to K-Town.
No one's like, hey, you want to come back and come to this freak party?
Right. Just let me jack off while you fuck my wife. I haven't had that one, but that's more of a Scottsdale experience, honestly. The weird thing is, I have a lot of weird.
It really is a Scottsdale experience.
I have weirder shit go on in Phoenix than
my buddy. I won't name names, Xander. He went.
All right, I know. Don't I know him?
Yeah, you know him.
Yeah.
He, some woman heard she was in an open relationship, and he went and we were doing some shows down there, and ended up spending
in Arizona?
a weekend camped out at her fucking beautiful palace with her, with her husband, like
keep
letting
that
them.
Dick hard. It's crazy, bro. The older bitches in Phoenix are crazy. But
I gotta move there,
Phoenix,
maybe retire.
Phoenix is a great city to be like single and doing comedy and shit like that. It's a good city to visit a lot. But yeah, LA. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've had some funky situations. I've also definitely had some LA moments where you're like just next to like a celebrity where you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Do you
here?
play it cool?
Like,
do you fucking
I've gotten
mark
way
out?
better at it. Yeah.
Oh, you mark out?
I've gotten way more calm at like.
Yeah. What's your go-to strategy? Do you play like you don't know them?
No.
Or
I'll be if I'm aware of them, I'm aware of them. If I don't know a lot about them, then I'll try to be, I don't know, aware that you're somebody, but I'm not gonna act like I'm like, oh man, I love this shit when I don't know you. But I mean, shit. Just last night, I saw this dude at the Laugh Factory that I fucking love, and it's weird because you ever heard of Robert Glasper?
No, is he in porn?
He's a great producer, musician, jazz kind of neo soul kind of fusion shit, whatever the new wave of, I don't know what they call that music anymore, but he did an album a couple years ago with like Ninth Wonder and Terrace Martin and shit. Really a dope dude. And I was just sitting there and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, but he's also a dude that I am probably like too nerdy on some of that type of music.
Well,
I know
those are actually the weirder. Like if it's like an A-list celebrity, even they know who they are.
Yeah,
you know. But I remember one time I was
like
in
the under the cover ones,
bro.
Yeah.
I was in Iceland with my girl on a vacation. She's my ex-girl. It's like 4 years ago. And I'm a big fan of space and nature documentaries. You know,
love that
shit. You know, get like the fucking.
So you pulled up on David Attenborough?
Oh hell yeah, dude! I'll smoke an L and watch fucking watch the cosmos on repeat.
100%.
But there's a famous presenter from like a physicist who's like at a university in Oxford who's like a presenter on the BBC called Brian Greene.
Okay.
And we were in a remote area of Iceland because we were going to go see the Northern Lights, the space thing, and we were camping and backpacking up through there. And I'm at literally
the Northern Lights, the space thing.
Yeah, not the weeds.
Yeah,
the space thing. Really, really technical. The space shit. No, but I go down. There's nobody in the hotel. It's like a little bed and breakfast, but me and my girl and like 3 dudes, and look over, and it's Brian Greene.
That's wild.
And I'm like, I start to mark out. I'm like, oh shit, that's Brian Greene. She goes, who?
Yeah.
It's like, Brian Greene. You don't know who Brian Greene is? It's like, what do you mean Brian Greene? It's like, all the fucking documentaries at night that I watch, you fucking get annoyed at.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, that's the guy. It's like, we should go say something to him. I'm like, no, what am I going to say to him? He's like, we're the only people in Iceland.
Yeah.
Make a comment about that. Like, fancy seeing you here. Something.
Yeah.
And I choked up, couldn't say shit.
You didn't say nothing?
Nah, man. I just nodded good morning and walked away.
I will usually say something. I did, but last night I wasn't in a position to say something. I was with like 3 way more prominent and black comics, and I was the one white dude in the circle. And I literally, he goes around.
You had to check your white privilege.
And they're like, well, yeah. And they were like, hey, bro, big fan, blah, 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 big fan. And then he comes around to me, and I'm like saying I'm a big fan. And I remember thinking, I was like, I bet he doesn't even think
he doesn't believe you are an actual fan.
I actually wanted to like justify that.
Because that happens a lot.
I bet he didn't think I was a big fan. And then I wanted to be that dude, but then I was like, chill.
I've seen Jeff do that. Like, who am I? Like, someone's like, oh, because someone who is a fan comes up. Like, oh, can we get a picture too? And he goes, who am I?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. They want a picture. Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah. He's like,
no, you just thought I was famous.
I would have been like, bro, oh my God. But I have him on like a playlist for a pre-show thing that I do before shows. Like, I like him a lot.
See, I like in those circumstances, because it's happened here in LA. Obviously it's fucking Hollywood and bullshit. If there's a famous person there, I'll leave them be unless someone introduces me to them. Then I'll have the conversation.
Yeah.
Like, I'll obviously be polite, say hi, if we're in a green room somewhere and somebody walks in, but like, I don't want to be like, oh, I'm a big fan and start like annoying them unless someone said, oh, hey, this is so-and-so, this, hey, nice to meet you. Hey, by the way, I love your work. I'll get into it like that. But I don't want to descend upon them with my fucking.
No. Yeah, you got to feel it out. You can't force it. I got to meet Gary Payton like 2 months ago.
Oh yeah, dude! I got to meet him at the Ha Comic Club.
He fucks with comedy. Yeah, I didn't know that like that. Then so was Adam Ray there?
Yeah,
that's his buddy.
Yeah.
So not to like blow his spot up, but like they're homies. So I was kicking it in Vegas and I saw Adam, and it was so crazy because I met him. And you do the thing, and it was definitely in a position where I was able to like shake his hand, and say what up, and I was like, "What's up, man? I'm Michael," and he was like, "I'm Gary," and I was like, "Bro, come on."
I like that he did that though.
I'm Gary, bro.
No, I like when they do that. That's
Mr. Glove, dude.
That's actually, I think that's really endearing. Even if if they can see in your eyes, you know who they are. I love when they just say, "Hey, I'm Gary." I love that.
I did like that, but I was also
would
like,
you rather say, you know me? It's like, fuck you,
it's like, hell yeah, dude.
I know, but it will be funny if he was joking about it.
Nah, it's nice.
You know who I am.
He's a human. Yeah. It was funny though. Oh my God, that was dope though. Yeah, like shit like that. It's not even LA shit. I think it's like our industry, and like the coolest thing I think now is like getting our friends are bigger celebrities now. Like some of our friends are popping. Yeah, I mean, dude, some of my friends, like, dude, I'll pull up with. I mean, obviously not to keep saying his name, but like, dude, I've been on the road with Trevor do this.
You see, but
I've never seen anybody
I get
more
worried about
attacked.
that when I talk about Jeff, but I'm like, he's just my friend. Like,
Yeah.
Like it's like you said, you're not talking about him as if
No,
you know,
it's
like you're his roadie. You know,
I've been on
my
the-
buddy Trevor, who happens to be
this dude. I'm always saying like, dude, I met him at 30,000 followers, so that's my guy. You know what I mean?
Oh, really?
I met him when he was a regular motherfucker. But even back then, like in Scottsdale, people would like come up to him and be like, bro,
oh yeah,
sign my vape, and then sign my jewel, bro. So, but yeah, he gets bombarded, bro.
Oh man,
He does, and then my other homie Chappelle is.
Oh yeah, shout out Chappelle Lacey, the best.
Now my roommate. So if you ever want to pop in this city,
I got to get him over here.
you gotta be my roommate.
I know.
That's what you
We
gotta
should
do.
move in.
That's everybody.
Fuck that. We'll bunk up. I'll sleep
You
next
know
to
what I'm
you.
saying?
Ass to ass, baby.
But he gets love too, which is cool. The cool thing is like people that are my close friends that I started with, that I've
Making
known
moves.
for X amount of years. It's like, oh, they're celebrities.
Yeah. Well, it's your turn now.
I mean, honestly, yeah, I'm trying to get like that. Yeah.
I'll tell you what though. The one thing I do, I have like, I mean, not worried about, but I have like been conscious of. It's like you get to meet your comedy heroes out here, and sometimes I'm like, yeah, do I want to know them that well, or do I want to keep the image of that I have of them in my head? Because you don't want to find out your favorite comedian's an asshole, like you're like, or a jerk or rude, like. And I'm you know what I'm saying? Like, I worry about that. Like, is it going to pierce the veil and ruin it for me?
You don't want to meet your heroes sometimes. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, and also a lot of them are probably monsters.
Oh my dudes. That people out here have they need an attitude adjustment. There's a laid back. This is the most uptight city I've ever lived in my life. Right? I lived in New York. And fucking people are wound tight out there.
No,
in LA, people are wound real fucking
different
tight.
because they're way more conscious of their the optics and like how they look or how they're perceived and shit like that.
But that makes them look like an asshole sometimes.
Yeah.
Like that drive to be conscious of what you look like makes you unlikable.
in all like walks of life. Yeah, it's exhausting, and it's sad, and it is what it is. I don't know, but hey, I'm trying to get like that.
Yeah, exactly. I want to get famous enough to be rude to strangers.
Yeah, exactly.
And have no one say, he's just a diva.
Arrogant piece of shit.
Dude, that's the biggest fucking misnomer out there. Oh, he's a diva. She's a diva. He's a, it's like, no, they're an asshole. Like you can be demanding and have, boundaries and not be rude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I mean, I will say most of the people that I've dealt with in the city are actually pretty dope.
yeah, but I think
there's also
I
a
think it's
level
function
I
of the
haven't
people
reached.
that I knew coming in here. Like, thankfully, I knew good people, and so did you.
Yeah, that is true. That helps. Most people are just real good people. And then those ones that kind of rub you the wrong way, which I've had that. I'm kind of luckily at a point in my life where I'm 35 and I'm like, all right.
What? I don't need to spend time with that, yeah.
Yeah, just let that roll off
and
the
it's
back.
not even that they're rude as much as just weird. It's like, hey, man, like, why are you being,
weird.
just be normal.
Yeah, chill.
Yeah, exactly. Just don't act normal, just be normal.
Yeah, be normal. And also, like, the way that you're acting is a little rude. Even if it's because of your personality or whatever, but know that, just be aware that you're being an asshole right now.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. People are this city's crazy. But I like the weather.
Is it? Yeah, that's worth the extra 15% a year in taxes we pay, whatever the fuck it is.
The weather.
Is this home for you for good, do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I would like to be successful enough where I could live wherever.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
That's the goal. Where your fans follow
I would probably
you.
I would probably just pull up on Cincy or live somewhere where I could be
I
around
wouldn't
my
be in
mom or
Cincy,
something like
dude.
that.
I'd move
I
down.
don't know.
I'd be living in Colorado or something.
I would
in the
definitely.
mountains.
I like that. I like Denver a lot. I always have said, at least since I lived in Phoenix, is like as successful as I get, or whatever level I get to, I would hope that I would have a home in Phoenix.
Yeah. Well, the fucked up thing about it is when I first started going there, when I met you, it must have been 2019. 2018, August
I've
2018.
known you for a while, yeah.
August 2018. Jeff, like we went to friends' houses, like on Saturday, go to a pool before the shows.
Right.
Beautiful fucking 3-bedroom house,
Yeah.
3-bathroom pool, and he's like, yeah, they bought this for like, $540,000.
Dude, sometimes like
and I'm like, dude, it's on an
330.
acre and a half.
Dude.
He's like, yeah, man. It's like a beautiful home in Scottsdale.
Oh yeah,
now it's a million easy. Like, fuck, dude.
But 18, 19, even into like early 20.
Yeah, Jeff was like,
you could get.
Jeff's
it for
been
like
daring himself
half.
to buy a second home there. He's like, I should have fucking bought it.
I know.
He's like, I could have made double my money.
I got a couple buddies that are not as like well off like that, but they got a couple of spots for like $350, and then they just took off a lot. They're probably $500,000 now.
God damn,
It's crazy.
I missed out. Well, that's what happens when you're broke trying to fucking
I know.
chase your dream.
I know.
To wrap this up, I like to do a little news.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's not anything fucking
like it.
intense. It's from my favorite newspaper, the New York Post.
Oh, okay.
It's
I'm a Drudge Report guy.
Are you really?
I always like it. Yeah.
Are you a conservative guy?
I just like reading all the shit.
Does it still have the same shitty like text format that it always had?
They actually
Or they
were
upgrade
very
that shit?
anti. They were not pro-Trump at all. They also were very.
I don't. That's a funny thing. I've known you for what, 5 years? I don't know any of your politics. I don't.
No,
not that it matters.
I like reading. I would rather.
I don't
if
really
I'm going to
care.
consume news, I lean more left for sure. But like, I don't know. If you talk to an extreme liberal in West Hollywood, they'd think I'm fucking MAGA.
I know.
So because I'm more middle of the road.
But I also just like the idea of like I just want to see what's going on the other side.
No,
like,
yeah, that's
you're
what I'm
like,
saying.
what are they talking about over there? You're
Dude,
like,
so I lean
get
more
what I
liberal.
already hear the news on the left from every jerk off in this fucking city.
Yeah.
Like let me get on the internet and see what else is going on. out there.
No, I like watching Fox News to be like, this is crazy.
This is wilding out.
This is crazy that there's a group of people that are getting this news. But I think it's wildly important to know both sides. So I like Drudge. Drudge Report's great because it'll give you all the news. The main page will be biased, but you can read through it.
Yeah,
If you have the ability of complex thought.
that's the problem, man. This country's full of fucking dopes. And look, I'm not saying I'm any better, but I know enough to know I don't know shit. Yeah. A lot of people out there are so dumb they don't even know it. That is a frightening place to be.
It's actually, but ignorance is bliss, right?
Dude, this is.
I envy that.
This is really the existential crisis. Like you want to be intelligent, you want to live a self-reviewed, sort of conscious life.
Yeah.
But once you start learning stuff, it just makes it harder for you to be happy. The less you know.
Well, I think we're suffering from being too. It's always the woke culture and shit like that. I think we're actually suffering from wokeness. I think that we are way.
We know too much about anything.
Too aware.
Yeah.
That we actually can't enjoy anything now.
I agree.
Because it's like, well, but this, and this, and this. It's like, I came to eat a hot dog? I'm saying, shut the fuck up, dude. It's Labor Day, bitch.
Yeah, dude, they're coming after President's Day because apparently Lincoln wasn't woke enough on slavery. Man, I left civics behind in the 4th grade. Just like you. Can we leave it there?
Also, when slavery was going on, who was woken up on slavery? It was occurring in the country. Nobody was woken up on slavery. It was still going on.
Yeah, they're mad at Lincoln because he didn't want black people to have the right to vote. It's like, well, they weren't people yet.
Yeah.
So let's slow it down.
They were always people.
Well, no, according to the law.
Yeah, that is true.
Well, yeah, see, there's another clip that's going to get
yeah. Can we get this out of here?
When Randy said that black people weren't people. Speaking of woke shit, this is the first article. So I wanted to get your take on. I don't know if you saw this. I don't watch any of the award shows, but of course they, the things bubble up. Apparently at the Emmys, Jimmy Kimmel's accused of white privilege after Quinta Brunson's Emmy stunt falls flat.
Yeah.
Late night host Jimmy Kimmel's being accused of white privilege after overshadowing Abbott Elementary star creator Quinta Brunson's 2020 Emmy speech. Apparently he laid down in some sort of a sketch and got dragged onto stage. They announced the winner, and he laid in front of her as she gave her acceptance speech. And apparently this is a moral outrage.
I mean, it's I mean, if we're both comedians, I mean, you got to commit to the bit.
Dude,
he committed to the bit. I know. Say, it sounds like it wasn't funny.
It sounds like he bombed with the bit.
That's
and that's where I was going to go. It's like, dude, trust me, he'll never do it again because that bombing.
Well, he'll never do it again. But when will a black woman win an award again? You know what I mean? It's
the very next fucking person. I bet.
Was it?
No, I'm saying it's Hollywood. Now they win. I mean, like, come on now. They're giving out awards to people of color to make up for their past sins, as if that's gonna do it. Like,
I mean, they're not. I think that Abbott Elementary should have won.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying in that case, but they certainly are nominating a lot more.
Oh, they're finally getting their due.
Yeah.
After Sidney Poitier died, they're like, let's give it to him.
He only had to live to 98.
Yeah, I think he actually might still be alive, but
he's Nelson Mandela.
Yeah,
he's actually Nelson Mandela.
But I think Jimmy's usually so aware of things like that too. I actually I always liked him as a usually I don't like the late night shows that much anymore, but I always liked his awareness of where he stands and to not be aware on that moment, to just get the fuck off the stage.
Well, I wouldn't
and
even
also as a comedian, dude, bail on the bit.
That's bail on the bit, but it's also like I feel like those award shows are kind of a shitty gig.
Oh yeah.
Like I would that would be
I think
one.
he only did it because it's ABC.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but like that's one where if it's in my contract to do an hour, I'm telling you, light me at 50, so I'm done at 55. You know, like, it's not one of those. You're not going to go long on the Emmys.
No.
So just fucking bail on that bullshit bit and run out of there. Like the sooner you get it over with, the sooner you get to go home and count your money.
Who gives a fuck about the bit too? That would have. It's so like. It sounds horrible. Who wrote that? You got to wonder. There's a lot of questions there. But I didn't read that on Drudge, probably because there was a black woman involved. A black woman succeeding.
Dude, yeah,
exactly. That on Drudge.
That doesn't make the cut.
Yeah.
This is fucking. You gotta love this. Pull it up. Nursing home hires a stripper for seniors in wheelchairs. A nursing home has been forced to apologize for hiring a stripper to perform for senior citizens in wheelchairs. At the Taiyuan Veterans Home, a state-run facility for retired Army personnel in Taiwan, a paid adult entertainer showed up to deliver a performance for their Mid-Autumn Festival, an important holiday in Chinese culture.
Ooh.
The video of the raunchy performance went viral on social media. The kinky clip shows a masked erotic dancer clad in lingerie giving geriatrics lap dances in their wheelchairs.
I don't mind that.
I know.
The
nursing home apologized for it. Dude, why?
Who's filming that? There's a snitch involved that I don't like.
Yeah, who's
the fucking
great
orderly.
Point, Mike.
The orderly over there.
Yeah, because it's not a fucking old man in a wheelchair.
No, it was some employee that threw one of them an extra 100, and they promised him a blower, and she was like, "Actually, not today, sweetheart." And then
he got mad at her.
Yeah, I'm blowing this thing up. You fucking bitch,
dude. For senior citizens, come on, man. These old retired Army veterans.
Yeah,
it's a retirement home for veterans. Let them see a stripper.
Oh yeah.
What? They should have been paying that woman to blow those guys. Fuck the lap dance.
100%. Yeah, put the mouth on it or it's not real.
And also, what are the odds they're going to get hard anyway?
No, yeah, very, very. I mean, honestly, that they should definitely get hard one last time before they die. These guys are on their way out, so throw them that. Well, also for that type of a thing is usually like a dragon coming out, right? Instead they got a drag queen. That's pretty exciting. It's probably a dude. There's probably a dick tucked in there.
Yeah, man. If it was in Southeast Asia,
that's
a lady boy comes out.
That's a lady boy, dude. I've seen what's it called? Fucking Full Metal Jacket. I know the moves.
Dude, but I mean, like there are, I don't know if you've heard this. I'm sure it's gone. 1,000 comedians have jokes about it. Dude, fucking STDs run rampant in nursing homes.
Oh yeah.
It's like, yo, why not get in some girl from outside who doesn't have an STD?
I mean, so now they're is that slut shaming? What are they doing too? What's wrong?
Yeah.
With that?
Yeah. Good point, dude. Good point. Feminists should be fucking irate for slut shaming.
This is bullshit. You shaming sex work, dude? I'm pro sex work.
Oh yeah, big time pro sex work. You ever pay for a hooker?
No, but I've been to Amsterdam and I was in there. I went all the way to the point where I was like, should I do this? And I like freaked out.
Yeah, it's a little.
It was like a moral thing for me. I don't know, which I'm not a moral high ground person.
Yeah, no, I'm obviously that's more of a business problem.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't really respect the trade. No, not that I respect sex work.
It.
No, I respect sex work. What I'm saying is I don't, especially in the United States, I would never pay for a prostitute here because it's not legal, it's not safe. Like you could be taking these girls will show up at your place.
Oh yeah.
The guy will take the money and you run off. Like it just doesn't seem like a safe setup in the United States.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't. Maybe in Amsterdam, obviously in Amsterdam,
where it's legal. Amsterdam was legal.
Yeah, where it's legal. That's what I'm saying. Like I'd worry about I'd worry about getting hustled out here.
Amsterdam was legal. Yeah, the transaction was very it was. I didn't get like all the way through, but I was like, I kind of freaked out. I remember thinking, I was like, this could be a dude. I had a weird moment where I was like, this is too much.
And this could be a dude.
I gotta get.
And what if I like it and it's a dude?
Yeah, what if I like it?
I just found out I'm gay. How am I going to tell dad?
Yeah, and I'm broke. It's like I need money and I'm gay. That's how you call home. How is Amsterdam?
Well, I found out a few things.
I'm not very liquid
and
right
I need a
now.
loan.
Yeah. I'm not very liquid, and I'm also a homosexual. No, yeah, but also pro sex work.
Would you pay? All right, let me set up the scenario. Let's say one of your grandparents, 85 years old, is still alive, widowed, and then you ask, they're going into a convalescent home. You're like, oh, grandpa, what's one thing I can do for you on the way out? It's like, I would love to get laid. Would you pay?
Yeah.
for a professional to bang your grandparent.
If I had to, yeah. Or if I had the money, I should say.
Yeah. Well,
that probably wouldn't be.
You could actually work it out different too. You can film it and make the money after.
Oh, there you go.
You know?
Put that shit on, yeah.
There's got to be.
And also, I can jack off for free for the next couple years. Just sneak a little JO in for. How do you commemorate your grandma passing? Well, you got a little time. You got Wi-Fi, big dog.
She died the way she wanted to.
Yeah.
Coming.
Yeah, right. She came and went. R.I.P. Grandma Moody.
R.
Yeah, I would do that. I would give it to her.
Yeah, the fucking queen died. Do you think? When was the last time you think the queen got laid? Before.
That's an interesting question. I don't know if she was out there doing things.
Well, obviously
she looked like a bitch that hasn't had an orgasm in.
I don't know, but
decades.
she's also in a family full of perverts, and because they're already incestuous, she could have sex with anyone in the family.
Yeah,
technically. I think it's in the royal rule book. She can fuck any family member.
I don't know. I wonder. She never had a kid.
Well, she did. Prince Charles.
That's her kid.
King.
That's her kid.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That fucking big.
That's only one though.
Who was her husband? And then she had Andrew. Andrew, who was of Jeffrey Epstein fame.
That's that guy. Oh,
yeah,
I didn't know
that's her two sons. Those are her two sons.
For some reason, I never know who the fuck's related over there. So I don't know.
Because we don't care in America.
Yeah, I didn't actually know.
Antiquated bullshit. It's like I got to remember some fucking fake
queen. Yeah, I don't know. I don't give a fuck about her. She seems like a piece of shit. And also, like, I mean, they're all bad people.
I mean, she seemed like a nice personal lady, but she's obviously upholding something that's so ancient.
She has some of the worst secrets in the world.
Yeah, it's pretty useless. Yeah, she's protecting her pervert son.
She's a bad person. Yeah, like.
That's one celebrity death I'm really happy about. Not because I care about the queen if she lived or died. What I enjoyed was that finally a celebrity died that everyone can universally trash in this country and not feel guilty. Because when most people die in this, when most celebrities die in this country, people love to post the one photo of the one time they met them and talk about how gracious they were, and say all these nice things, even though they might have been a monster, But this, when the queen died, everyone could fucking lob meme jokes at her.
Pretty bad person. I mean, at least if she wasn't a bad person, her parents were horrible people. I know that was when shit was really bad. She's been in there since
70 years,
1953.
dude.
Yeah,
70 years.
Crazy.
Wild.
But it'll be lit. She'll go to hell. Whatever.
It'll be lit. You'll go to hell. All right, here's the last one. I quit my job to date 50 women from every U.S. state. This fucking boner.
50 women,
50 different women.
Yeah.
Matthew Waring downloaded Tinder during the pandemic to keep himself entertained. The 25-year-old had only ever been on 5 dates in his life before making a profile.
Huh. Good-looking dude or what?
I'll show you in a second. But the Montana resident is now a cross-country Casanova, having gone on a first date with a different girl in each of the 50 states, quitting his job and documenting it for his over 500,000 TikTok followers.
Huh. How often do you think he got laid, though?
That was going to be my question to you, Mikey.
First
Good question,
dates?
brother.
I bet if he only had 5... So wait, he had been with 5 women before? Or
No,
he'd been on 5 dates
it said he'd been
before?
on 5 dates before.
I bet he got laid like 50 out of the 50. Does it say?
No, they don't get into that. I wish, dude. You kidding me?
That's the only question that mattered. Oh, damn.
Kind of a...
He probably... You know what, though? I bet he was...
Hang on here.
I bet he was chasing some
booger wolves. Kid.
Who is that? Is that the date in one of the cities? That looked like they might have fucked.
That was in Oregon.
They might have fucked.
I mean, look at the dates he's been on, though.
I could see him... Oh, what's he got? Money? Oil money?
He might have... I didn't... You know me.
All right, so if
you know me, I didn't read the whole article. I don't know where he got the money from.
So if he got money, because it sounds like, he's going parasailing in one of those. If he's got money, that's different. So he might have gotten laid more. I was gonna say it was like... I was going to say 8 out of 50, but I don't know.
Well, it says right here, it says...
I'm saying maybe more like 14.
Okay, so what's that? One
that's
third?
Like a 28%.
That's like 25%, 25%?
Yeah.
Well, it says he paid for all the dates. He said it's polite if the woman offers to split it, but I would never accept it. So he's got a little bit of bread. He's kind of an average Joe. I'd put him at a,
Yeah, he's a very
7.
I mean, I wonder if he's got any jokes, personality. Has he got a hog on him? We don't know. He does look like he might have a sneaky hog on him, though.
I don't know. He looks like he's about 17 years old. I don't want to know.
Oh,
well, he's 25.
He does look young.
He's 25. Yeah,
he does look young. He might have a knee knocker on him, and I don't know, suffering from inner thigh bruises.
See,
self-inflicted.
I think it depends on where this took off on social media. So I bet his first 5 dates, the women were like really fucking weirded out. But then once it got hot on TikTok, I bet bitches came out of the woodwork, and I bet from dates 1 through 25, he maybe had a 10% success rate.
Yes.
I bet from 25 through 50, he was knocking down half of them.
I wonder, and I bet Alaska was down to fuck.
Oh, who else? He's the newest man in town for years.
Yeah. Alaska, he was down to fuck. And then, I mean, Jersey probably put out. There's some good. Then you go state to state. It's like, I mean,
Arizona puts out.
Arizona puts out usually, depends.
I think the 100% states are the ones where.
I mean,
where the bitches are ugly.
Ohio's probably not fucking on the first date.
Yeah, but they got some ugly bitches up there.
That's true. I don't know. I'd like to see some photos.
Yeah, what's the conservatism to ugliness ratio?
Yeah,
because that determines how much a woman's going to give it up.
But I will say, let's say he goes on 50 and then he starts fucking. Like once you catch that one first chick that fucks, you get a little bit. Then the next date is actually. Then you got Uncle Mo in the building.
Uncle Mo.
And then all of a sudden you're in Indiana and you're like, I think I'm gonna fuck this broad.
Yeah, Indiana's way easier than fucking.
Fuck this bitch in Fort Wayne tonight. And then you wonder how rural he was going. Was he going big metro areas?
I also want to know why he chose Tinder.
I mean,
there's newer ones out there, bro. Like Bumble's the hot right now. Hinge is pretty hot these days.
Maybe he chose Tinder because he wanted to fuck.
Well,
that's the one you can fuck.
But Tinder's
on.
also full of the bots and the prostitutes.
Oh, really?
I mean,
I haven't ran into a prostitute on there.
Well, I mean, what's the difference between a bot?
I guess they all are if I buy the first date.
Technically,
I guess they're all prostitutes coming out of pocket. I don't know. Tinder is definitely the one you could fuck on the first date, though.
Are you on the dating apps?
I fuck around with them sometimes.
I bet. You on that hot shit out here, Raya? Get that hookup yet? Trevor didn't hook that.
No, because then we were both in relationships for a while. And then I haven't done the Raya thing. I was thinking about that the other day.
It's just supposed to be a fancier one. I've seen it. All the dating apps. I mean, it's all the same shit. It's just it's like every other dating app. It's a lot of talking shit and no follow through. You know what I'm saying? Like most people just out there talking shit. Nobody's fucking. Nobody's fucking anymore.
My last relationship, which was a beautiful relationship, was from a dating app because it was during the pandemic and I didn't know anybody. And I was very fortunate to have that. But since then, I have never met. I don't think I maybe met like 2-3 people ever on a dating app.
Yeah, I mean you're a fucking famous guy in LA now, Fancy Pants. You got 20,000 followers. Your new dating app is Instagram, bro. You got that. You got that fucking 20K, son.
IG's
they see that. They see that and they think you're legit.
Come on, give me that blue check mark.
That's the next step. You get the blue check mark. It's over.
It's game over.
Yeah,
it's game over. I gotta get blued up.
I wonder how many chicks actually, like, if you did the math. Like, if they respond to the DM because they had a blue check mark and ends up fucking them, like, what's the percentage? What's the close rate? What's the close rate with a blue check mark?
Where that's the reason behind the fuck?
Well, that's the reason how she answered the DM to begin with. So therefore, it is the ultimate reason behind the fuck.
If you get more followers, doesn't it prioritizes the messages, I think, more.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
it puts you in priority.
But then that blue check mark is...
I mean, that means you're legit.
It's a game changer.
Dude, it's,
because when
you're like a made man.
Follow somebody and you got a blue check mark, that follow now is like visible up
every time. Yeah.
I gotta get blued up. That blue check mark.
Get that blue check mark. Get that blue pill. Get this fucking going.
Somebody said that recently to me. They were like, actually, Instagram is the best dating app, and I was like, that is true. Yeah.
I mean, if it's going well.
And it was a chick that said that. Like,
see, what's funny about that it probably is, but. My page is just not.
Oh, I was.
It draws in the broken
type of bitches in my DMs are some mud ducks and booger woofs.
Some mugged up.
Tough looking broads. I love the support though. Thank you.
Are you still single these days?
I am single.
How's that going in LA?
It's different. It's
yeah. Do they give you play out here?
City.
I mean, you're a good-looking guy, but you're not famous enough. You're not rich enough.
Like if
you would play well in any other town, but does that work out here?
Right. It's tough. It's tough in LA, as you know.
You got a good mustache. I mean, look at that mustache, guys.
Come on now.
Come on, baby. Is he Cuban? Is he Mexican? Is he Arab? Who knows?
I've been to I've been to Mexico City. They didn't know I wasn't from there.
You could he definitely is pussy with that mustache, though.
Yeah. Sit on this. That's what I get sometimes is these heavyset broads in my DMs like, I want to play on that mustache. I was like, good Lord. I want to live to see tomorrow.
Hey, man, sometimes you got to fuck a fat bitch.
No, hey, I love all.
I love them.
I love them all. But no, so LA has been, the nice thing is when I say what I do in LA now, it's not like Not to say it was ever embarrassing, but you know how when you say you're a comedian,
They don't believe
they're
you?
like,
what the fuck?
so then you can actually Google me and it isn't a bad
Yeah,
look.
yeah,
now.
yeah.
This is the first time where it's like,
Oh no, you Google me, it comes right on my Instagram page. It's a horrible look.
well, yeah, I mean no, but I mean, it's like you could look up, my YouTube shit or whatever
but
like
they also,
that. If
but
you
they
look
also
up my
know out
shit.
here that it's like a legitimate professional concern. Like,
Yeah.
you say, I say I'm in comedy in Boston. I'm like, what?
That's true. The Phoenix.
Fuck you doing? Yeah.
In Phoenix, it was a weird.
Well,
thing.
you mean unemployed?
Because you had to like prove that you were somebody
Yeah.
in Phoenix. Yeah. Now it's like, this is what I do, and then they're always like, well, when can I come to shows? Like, I do shows all the time.
Yeah.
You hit me up.
Yeah, but that's always risky too, bringing a girl to a show.
I don't like that either.
I'd never do it because, I mean, one, you never know if it's going to be a good or a bad show.
Yeah.
Like, especially if let's like at the Improv and you're like, oh yeah, come
Yeah,
in.
yeah,
Like,
right.
you like, obviously, you're playing stand up, you're featuring a stand up live. Like, yeah, you bring all
a
the
flex.
bring
Yeah.
them all out. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right,
Right. Be like, hey, come to this bar show on a Thursday or Tuesday.
That's true.
Not
Yeah.
happening.
I'll save a drink ticket for you.
Yeah. Have you brought a girl to a comedy show before?
No, I don't like doing that much.
But you've met them at comedy shows.
There's girls that I meet at the comedy show, then I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, but you've never like invited one to a comedy show who'd never seen you before.
Oh, no.
Okay, because
No. That's insane.
Recipe for disaster.
I don't understand that shit.
That shit is wild.
Yeah, people like that are crazy. But no, I meet people. Yeah, sometimes you meet at the show. I mean, yeah, the nice thing with us, with what we do, like, you don't really need the apps as much because I meet so many new people every week.
Yeah, every night you're kind of out there pushing palms.
Yeah. Now you have to be able to have that
convert
real.
that, yeah.
You have to have that real face-to-face conversation. But I was in sales, so like I know how to do that.
Yeah.
I can talk. So
I can talk for a while.
I mean, yeah, that's half of it, right?
That's most of
You
it.
just got to be able to have a competent conversation.
Yeah, but I've also said this, and I think it's true. Men have talked themselves out of pussy more than into it.
Oh, 100%.
You know, you got to know.
I've done that.
You have to have I've done that.
I've done that,
I've done
for
dude,
sure.
Everyone listening to me on this podcast would know I've talked to myself because I want to be right, and my desire to be right will supersede my desire to get laid, and I will ruin it.
Oh, yeah.
Based on that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I've told younger buddies of mine, when they broke up with their girlfriends and they're asking me for advice, whatever, because I'm a little older than them, they're like, oh, what do I do? You're like, hey, just go out to a bar. Even if you just eat at the bar, meet people, or go to comedy shows, other comics, But it's like once it's going good, just fucking shut up and leave. Stop talking.
Oh, and get out?
Yeah. Hey, you want to get out of here? And just like move it. Like, don't oversell yourself. There's a lot of overselling.
That's true. That is true.
And the more you talk, the more risk you have of fucking it up. Because once a girl agrees in her mind to have sex with you, you don't want to do anything for her to change that decision.
Right.
After that moment passes, all you can do is fuck it up.
Better to be mysterious than open your mouth. It's Abraham Lincoln. Shout out to the best president ever. He was
top rated.
Yeah. I
Dude,
guess
what is it? 100 years running now.
I guess he's a big slavery guy. I didn't know. But no, he said one of my favorite quotes is always, "It's better to be thought of as an idiot than to open your mouth and remove all doubt."
That's a great one.
It's a good bar.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I think either he said that or Tupac.
Yeah, it was him or 2 Chainz.
Yeah. Dude, shout out to 2 Chainz, one of my favorite lyricists.
You guys still doing Last Week Tonight Sucks? Or last week
This Week Sucks Tonight is in.
I was getting
if anybody's in LA, the 23rd we're at the Hollywood Improv, and then the 24th we're doing Basement Fest for Niles Abston.
I think I met him once.
He's
I don't know him
very
well.
funny.
See, I got to
dude.
roll with you because I need to know these other guys.
Yeah, so Niles is a good dude, just a younger dude that's hustling his ass off and doing all the right things. He has a festival that we did in New York called Basement Fest, and then he's doing it here in LA, and we're going to do This Week Sucks Tonight, and then we do it monthly at Tempe Improv.
So how many times are you doing it a month? I love you guys still run
like
that. That show's a great show, by the way.
Yeah, it's such a fun show.
So basically, it's a mock late night show with comedians. It's fantastic.
It's very fun, and I get to talk shit.
Yeah.
And so we do it usually about 3 times a month between here, here, Phoenix, and San Diego. Sometimes.
Oh,
too.
nice. That's right.
So,
mic drop.
Mic drop. Yeah. So it's been good. I mean, it's a fun ass show. It's different. I think it
Hot
is
show.
something
I
that could be.
I did it. The first time I did it was in. You guys did it at Stand Up Live on a Wednesday.
You want to do
And it
the
sold
Hollywood
well.
Improv one
Fuck yeah, dude.
on the 23rd?
23rd of September.
It's a Friday.
Fuck, I'm gonna be in Dallas. Can I do the next one?
Oh, are you? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be in Dallas with Jeff.
Well, who you going with, Jeff? I'm going to Dallas this weekend.
yeah.
Oh, you know what? That sucks,
yeah.
dude. I actually was looking at who was in town to see if I could kick it with anybody.
I know. I always look to
So Dallas, I'm going to the Cowboys playing the Bengals this weekend.
Nice.
So I'm going to go to the video shit and fuck with the Cowboys fans.
All right, nice. Very nice.
Because fuck Cowboys fans.
Don't worry, the Cowboys players fuck the Cowboys fans.
Yeah, that's true. Even though my grandfather died in Dallas and my daddy died in Dallas. So I should have some Dallas love, but not.
Man,
not
who's
this
Dallas?
weekend.
He sounds like a big asshole.
Yeah, that's right. He came and went.
You have anything you want to promote besides this week's Tonight Sucks?
Nah, just fuck with me. Try to get me to 30,000 followers
Yeah, at
Turner Comedy on IG, and then turnercomedy.com for all my shows and shit.
Fuck yeah, dude. At Turner Comedy. Like you said, he'll be. You got any dates coming up? This is coming out next Wednesday.
So yeah, if you're in LA, the 23rd at the Hollywood Improv,
Yes.
come to that.
Fuck
and
yeah.
then and if you can't do the 23rd, the 24th at Elysian Theater. Is that what it's called?
Nice.
Elysian.
Elysian Theater. Yeah.
Just come to that. And then if you're in Phoenix, the 29th
Fuck
at Tempe
yeah.
Improv.
At Turner Comedy, guys. Fucking thanks for doing this, dude. We'll be
you,
back next week, man. I'm gonna be at Hyenas Comedy Club this weekend because this is coming out next Wednesday.
Okay, nice.
The 22nd and 23rd with Jeff Dye. It's gonna be a fucking good time. And then October, I'm gonna be at the Big Pine Comedy Fest, the 21st to 23rd.
Oh, you doing that?
Yeah,
Well, that's
first
Mike
time.
Drop, right?
First time. Yep.
Nice.
Yep. San Diego. So down San Diego. Follow the podcast at Ready Set Blow Podcast. Follow me at Randy Valerio. Thank you, Michael. You're the best, brother.
Holla.
All right, guys. Peace.